Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump raising serious questions about Ted Cruz, saying his citizenship could be a, quote, very precarious issue that could make the senator from Texas vulnerable if he becomes the Republican presidential nominee. Let's bring in Fox contributor and National Review reporter Katherine Timpf and Ron Meyer from Red Alert Politics. Good morning to you both. Kat, so, by the way, congrats. We enjoyed New Year's Eve. It was a great special on Fox News. But this latest attack, Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, what do you make of it?
Well, you know, the thing is Ted Cruz is just refusing to kind of fight back at all, which I guess is good. He's trying to keep it a little more easygoing. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how it all works out. This proves, however, that he's a little worried about Ted Cruz, particularly in Iowa, which I think he should be. If you remember, Rick Santorum won Iowa last time. Ted Cruz is obviously a more Iowa-ish candidate. Social issues are more important there, so that would make sense that Ted Cruz would, you know, and why Donald Trump should maybe be a little worried.
He did tweet that Fonzie jumping the shark at Donald Trump yesterday. So
yeah, but he's keeping it kind of silly. He's not going. A lot of people are really tough, like ISIS will win if Donald Trump wins, and they're really going that harsh on it. It's a little more silly coming from Ted Cruz. Which
you think it's a good strategy?
I really do think it is, because it kind of shows like he's not really that concerned. Oh, whatever, silly Donald. And it makes Trump look a little ridiculous for continuing to hit somebody who's just laughing it off.
Ron, what do you make of this? Does this show Donald Trump is worried about Ted Cruz rising in the polls?
I think this means that the real 2016 primary has begun. I think that before this, really, you had so many candidates, we didn't know who the front runners were. We really see a few front runners arising, and that's Trump, Cruz, Rubio, and maybe Christie after New Hampshire. We'll have to see. And these attacks, I think, show that the real primary has begun. And I think that for most people, I think they'd see Trump's attack on Cruz as sort of outlandish, as sort of, you know, ridiculous. But the thing is, Trump has made ridiculous attacks on other candidates and landed them. And so I think they are serious. But I think Cruz is. I agree with Kat. I think he's taking the right approach. All the other candidates sort of get holier than thou when Trump attacks them and try to fire back. You know, Jeb Bush in particular looked ridiculous. And so I think taking the funnier tactic is the way to go.
And Michael, there's always a question about what all of these attacks do to the party and the image for the GOP.
I think you're absolutely right. For one, I think Trump is kind of hurt in this attack because he led the charge on the whole Obama birth certificate thing. So I think that really helps Cruz in kind of fighting back. But the real danger ultimately is that Trump is splitting the Republican Party. There's a sort of lower income, middle class white voter that he is stripping off of the rest of the party. And I think that's the bigger issue. And the question is whether Cruz, Rubio, or any of these other candidates prepared to bring those people back into the fold and fight back against the Trump candidacy.
Great point. And Kat, we've got the first GOP debate of the year coming up. Do you expect anybody to make any big moves in the debate?
Some people are going to have to. I'm a little nervous for. I'm always nervous for Jeb Bush, and I wouldn't vote for him. And for whatever reason, I feel so bad for him sometimes.
Anthony,
he's
got the sympathy vote.
I don't know if I would. If voting based on sympathy is really the best strategy for it. I really hope no one's going to do that.
If you were his campaign strategist right now, Jeb Bush, what would you say?
I don't even know anymore.
You see how clever that was?
Maybe try that.
I mean,
so full disclosure, Anthony's a major supporter.
I know. Yeah.
Finance. I love Jeb. He has struggled in his ability to communicate in a race where you have people communicating in a very effective theatrical manner.
Right. He seems like such a nice guy, and it really isn't his style. And it'll be interesting to see how Trump does, if he's too harsh.
He's super qualified, Kat.
Right. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in terms of debate specifically.
Come on, Dagan, can't nice guys win?
Yeah, I think your nice guy is more of like a Dr. Ben Carson, because he's outside of the box. He's not establishment. I'm curious to see. I heard him speak yesterday in a small group, and I'm curious to see if he can break out. He makes big connections in small groups. I'm interested to see if he can break out, because I think that his performances have been kind of a -5 in the most recent debate.
Just taking the other side of Michael's comment for 1 second, I actually think there's an argument that can be made that Trump is helping the Republican Party. 14 million viewers for the Fox Business Channel. You're going to have record viewers on the 14th of January. And all of a sudden, if he can, whoever the nominee is, that image and that presentation to that mass amount of people, I think is possibly helping.
I'm not so sure those are all Republican voters, though. I know a lot of people who tune in just to see the Trump show. What's he going to say? Is it going to be crazy?
All right, Ron, you need to get a last word in here.
New hand gesture that we haven't seen before.
Ron, go ahead.
He's got the same hand gestures.
Last word.
Well, I was going to say that, you know, with Jeb Bush, he even stutters in his ads that he's running constantly on all the networks. He hasn't risen above 3%. The fact that we're still talking about him, I think, is kind of a joke. I think this next debate coming up on Fox Business will be a decisive one. I think it really sets the stage for what's going to happen in Iowa, and we have to see who's really going to break out in the first 2 states and in South Carolina. I think we'll know before Super Tuesday who will be our nominee and who will be the contenders if it's down to a couple people. And I think that we're starting to see the race develop right now, and this is the time. It's time to get excited and actually tune in and watch and see how these candidates perform.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Ron Meyer and Kat Timpf, thanks for joining us this morning. And don't forget, a week from tomorrow, Fox Business will be hosting that very important Republican presidential debate.